Mukbang. It's mukbang. It's like it's not bang. It's like bong. Mukbang.
Well, welcome to Tit Talk, where our conversations are on 10, our personalities are on 100. Today we're going to be doing what Simon just said, a mukbang.
I didn't even know we hit record, bro. What's up with the people?
You know, I
But
want to get
yes.
the authenticity. We're going to be slurping some noodles.
My noodles are delayed.
Self-care. Is that Alan? Ooh, these noodles is hard.
Yeah, that's
You got hard noodles?
I just
That
went to Trader
sounds
Joe's and got some, a little thing real quick.
the fake.
Yeah, and this it's not doing what it needs to do.
yeah,
But
I got mine from Mama.
Faux mama, faux congli. Okay, so we're supposed to be talking about self-care. I love talking about self-care. Self-care is self-respect, self-love, all those things. So Sabrina, being that you're over here just looking beautiful with your eyelashes and just stunning on everyone, what is your favorite thing to do for self-care?
Spend money.
What is your favorite thing to spend money on?
Whatever's in there.
What do you say? Whatever is available.
That's what I said. Whatever's there.
Myself.
She bought a whole cat for her daughter off impulse.
Impulse shopper.
So anyway, food is my love language. I also like expensive sunglasses and shoes and nails did, lashes did, stuff like that.
What was the last expensive pair of sunglasses you bought?
I'll go get them so y'all can see.
Whoop, there it is, exclusive.
Not exclusive.
There it is.
Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find.
Yee. Chef out.
Hallelujah. Knock and the door shall be open unto you. Okay, while Sabrina is finding her sunglasses,
I'm readdressing my pho.
what do you do for self-care, Sam?
Sleep.
Whatever.
I'm a working man, so my self-care is sleeping. Like a
All
typical
right.
man, I'm simple. You allow me to take a good nap, play a little 2K. My day's fine. But what I really like doing, I like getting massages.
Ooh, from where?
I haven't found a sustained spot to go get one since I stopped going to East Bay. 'Cause I used to get them at the at the school. But that's what I need to do for self-care.
Massages in the health center?
Oh yeah. Those were extra. You had to pay a little bit. It was like $15 for 30 minutes. Some things was wet. I used to do them quite frequently.
I
need to get back to that. I feel like if I had, more planning, I would do a little yoga. I did yoga for 1 quarter. It was really relaxing, Felt really limber.
it is. You gotta really have some body stability for that. I tried to do some yoga. My friend in the other class, I was out of breath. I was falling over.
That was me.
This is ghetto.
It did not work out for me in yoga. Anyway, my glasses. Okay.
I'm an athlete.
You
So.
gotta see the glasses.
These are
You're
one pair. These are my Pradas that I just bought. With the shades is Prada. And then the other pair I bought, which funny story is, I bought these Gucci ones, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, and when I say
I
I
thought we
bought,
was boycotting Gucci.
hmm?
I thought we was boycotting Gucci.
Oh well, just kidding.
Black people,
Um,
that's right. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
So, funny story, when I say that I bought these Gucci's, I really mean I took my husband to the sunglass store and was like, I want these Gucci's and these Pradas. And he was like, here. So then I got insurance on them, or I got some sort of plan on them where you can trade them in or whatever. So I went to the Target and I had them on, and they accidentally slipped out of my hand and fell on the floor. So I had to go rebuy them. But I had to rebuy them at a discount. So I really spent like too much on these glasses. But anyway, that's that.
So you rebought them, but they didn't give you no type of credit.
And what did you do with the old pair?
They took them.
Oh.
So you couldn't your swap. You had like a car warranty on them glasses. It wasn't like bring it back in 30 days and we'll swap them out. You had like as soon as you go off the lot, baby girl, the glasses have depreciated in value. We can't help you.
I think they gave me like half. Like I had to pay for half.
Sound like a car to me.
Mm-hmm.
So you bought a car for your eyes.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
But I'm done. I'm not buying no more.
Hey. Bougie is bougie. Okay, Sharif.
Mm-hmm.
Sharif came in?
Yeah, sure. You didn't see Sharif into the chat? Into the circle?
Mm-mm.
What? Sharif, this was your idea. So.
This was, in fact, not my idea.
Whose idea was that?
Yours.
No, it's not up here.
This definitely was your idea, Lacey.
The topic, maybe it was Shadai's idea. The topic was not my idea. But anyways, Sharif, what do you do for self-care? Is you on top?
I eat. Well, there it is.
Relatable content.
That's it. That's all you gotta say.
I find that for me, I really like to cook. It's relaxing to me for some reason that I just haven't fully figured out yet. But it is really enjoyable. I like it feels like I get to really experiment with things when I like make myself food, because since self-care holistically, I think, is all about remembering that everything you do should stem from yourself, not necessarily for whatever gratification you get from other people. So I think cooking for myself is a way I really practice self-care, because it reminds me to really be intentional and focused about what I want to get out of this experience, because I'm not doing it for anybody at that point.
That's good, because I feel like I only like cooking when I'm cooking for somebody else. Like when I'm cooking for somebody else, I feel like, you can get some motivation. Cooking for myself, I'll be over it. After I finish cooking, I don't want to eat no more. I just be like, I'll eat later. Like,
but you tripping? I'm with Sharif. I feel like cooking for other people, for me, sometimes it can put unnecessary pressure, because I feel like, for example, if it doesn't go right, I can eat that. I feel like, well, I tried, didn't really work out the way I had expected it to, but all I know is that if I get sick, I did it to myself.
Not sick. What you be doing?
Saying, like, worst case scenario, you really messed something up. Maybe you didn't get your measurements right, and so it didn't cook all the way, and then you get yourself sick. But I was like, I would rather make myself sick than make somebody else sick. So I feel like cooking myself, that really gives me the time to play that trial and error. And if the error is real bad, then it's
only you're affected.
Right. Relatable content. Real chefs know. I do for self-care. I write in my journal a lot, or I just kind of like write down whatever random thoughts I'm having throughout the day.
excellent form of self-care for sure.
Sometimes it's
Mhm.
hard, I will say, because everybody has those days where it seems like everything feels like it's on 10 when it's really a 2. Or them days where maybe you going at 93 and a 70, where
What?
sometimes journaling could be like that, like wild ride. I'm just saying, journaling can sometimes feel like you off the rails, but I do think it's a good way to check in with yourself because it can help you refocus. And I do think a lot of the times with just in day-to-day life, a lot of different things draw your attention or they ask for your attention. So sometimes it's really hard to like really bring that awareness back to yourself, back to focusing on what really is important to you. But it is definitely something that I've been trying to like be more conscious of going forward.
Sorry, we're not laughing at you. We laughing at the way Samuel just attacked that bowl of like randomly in the middle of your sentence. Samuel came on the screen attacking that.
I said, I'm about to do this for the ASMR people. I'm about to do this. We gonna slurp. We about to say,
That's what they here for. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to give people what they want. I'm gonna give people what they want.
Jesus,
It's fine.
that was a lot.
that was hilarious. Okay, Sharif, are you finished? Sorry.
I guess the only other things I have to say is I go on a lot of walks. I find that being outside really helps me focus on myself, especially like at night. I don't know. I've always been someone where I feel like everything made more sense to me at nighttime. Like during the day, I feel like it's nice, but I just prefer to be outside and like doing things and active in nighttime.
You know, I feel like I'm the same way, but I really like the dark.
I feel like the daytime, it's like everything is very loud. And at night, I feel like the quiet can set in, so it really gives you time to like hear and make room for the things that you have been trying to really focus on when you're doing your self care.
That's a great point because I feel like that's why I like my walks to work or like home from work because it really just gives me time to like decompress from the day and kind of just relax. And like you said, it is quieter at night, which is weird sometimes because it could be just as busy with as much traffic, but it just everything just seems like to be more muted in the
Yeah.
dark, in the dark, in the dark, in the dark.
Now, I'm a woman, so I don't feel so safe as far as being outside and going on walks at night. It actually gives me anxiety being outside at night by myself. But being in my room in pitch black with some candles and some high frequency music, that's a vibe. Or in the bathtub, that's a vibe. But outside, no, thank you.
I feel like walking is against my religion. So I don't like to walk anywhere. Sitting down is more my vibe. Laying in the middle of the floor and eating and drinking wine.
Cheers.
And of course, finally, music. It's just really like fun sometimes to really air out your frustrations like through like an a mode of expression that's not so typical. I think one thing that I always get caught up on is the fact that, and it's something that I feel like I notice more now that I do the work that I do. But it's like people try to engineer the ways we express ourselves and the way we give and receive information. And I do think sometimes music helps me remind myself that like just because it's not someone's specific way of figuring something out doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. There are multiple ways to reach an answer. I like to use the analogy of A sharp versus B flat. Sometimes people can only think in a B flat sort of mode, it doesn't really matter if it's B flat major or minor, but like, you know, some people think of that very like everything is like still like it's muted. Things are flat. Things are kind of like being very compressed. That sense of like being like grounded in a way,
Can you speak
being put
English for
in
all of
between
us
a rock and a
non-music
hard
majors?
place.
So we're
Hey, no, this is English for me. Mind your business. Continue the speech. Let them learn you
I'll
something,
start.
little girl.
I'll rephrase it. I'll rephrase it in a different way after. But it's like with B flat, for example, even if things are like going major, for example, even if the key is major, so maybe metaphorically, your life is on the surface and like for pretty good reason, it's pretty fine. There's nothing really significantly wrong with your life. But however, there's still all these pressures and these things that like, even though you want to really take your life in that very slow, easy going way, there's still this kind of pressure being put on you, and it kind of still darkens the way you see things. Versus A sharp, where it's like, even though A sharp is like more theoretical, so it's kind of like the whole idea of like aiming for something that maybe people don't see as realistic, or think of things in the way that it's coming from somewhere outside of yourself. You're reaching higher. And I think it's all about context. So sometimes think of it, things in sharps versus flats. It's like the music technically sounds the same. I can write the same thing and you can see it all as B flat, or I can write the same thing, you can see it all as A sharp. But how you see it that depends on how it affects you and how you contextualize it. The chords may look differently to you if you look at them as flat chords for sharp chords.
It's like saying Sharif is younger than Lacey. That'd be B flat. Or Sharif is older than Lorraine. That's A sharp.
I'm still, not understanding. But
Oh, she's slow.
I got a
Lord
simple
have
one.
mercy.
Or it's like,
no. We don't have to explain it. It's not about being slow. You're speaking a language I don't speak. That's like calling somebody slow because someone having a conversation in Mandarin and you don't understand what they're talking about. I don't speak music notes, A flat.
Hey, but I'm not calling you slow. I'm just trying to put
I'm
it.
talking to Samuel Dacus.
My bad.
I was calling her slow.
But for example, it's like two different ways to see your day. You could be like,
yeah, I understand that. I understand that. Got it. We call that a reframe in my textbook. Okay.
A reframe.
Yeah. A different way of seeing the same thing. Instead of seeing it one way, see it a different way. Anyways.
I don't believe in reframing.
Why not?
Because it is what it is. Tell him, Sabrina.
I'm saying, and if I don't, it's not the way I wanted it to be, it was wrong.
Facts. Because I'm the most important thing in person and individual moving out here.
but I do
The world
think there is
revolves around
something.
me.
I do think there is something very wonderful about being able to see something and still being able to see it for what it is. But while seeing it for what it is, that fills you with potential, that fills you with a sense of that you found opportunity, that you found something you could work with, something that you could turn into something great, versus seeing it as something that's prevents you from getting into that great place.
Sharif been talking to the lady, okay? That's all I got to say.
Well, I am greatness.
And I am not.
And so great is always around me because I am greatness. My boss calls me greatness at work now. I don't psychologically trained her to call me greatness.
Wow.
Yes. When I step into the building, I say greatness is here. When I leave the building, I say greatness is leaving.
I mean, positive affirmations. I mean, I'm with it.
But isn't a positive affirmation a reframe?
A positive affirmation is just training your brain to focus on positive thoughts rather than.
And isn't that reframing?
No, a reframe is saying, okay, so say someone has an abusive parent.
Okay.
Instead of saying my parent is abusive because they don't love me, you say my parent is abusive because they have unresolved psychological issues that they refuse to deal with. That's looking at one situation from a completely different lens. Or
Right.
a,
Isn't
or
but
a
isn't an
reframe.
affirmation doing the same thing?
No, a
No,
reframe.
because affirmation is basically saying this is a positive thing that I am trying to move into in my life. And what a reframe is saying this is the situation of my life, but I'm going to look at it differently.
Exactly.
Affirmations is hoping, basically speaking something into existence while it's not there or while it's building or even while it's current to remind yourself that it's there. And a reframe is saying this is the situation and it's negative, but this is the positive way of looking at this specific negative situation.
But
Yeah.
isn't that an affirmation in and of itself?
No,
No.
because I'm not.
No.
Because I'm not reframing the affirmation from anything negative. It's not.
And
It's not a switch.
But isn't but okay, maybe you don't understand what I'm saying. What I'm asking is, if an affirmation is, for example, say you don't see yourself in the most positive light in a certain situation.
Right, but what I'm
A
saying with
you're
affirmation
saying
doesn't have to be
reframe it.
that way. No, but what I'm saying is that's where the disconnect is because your baseline from where you're trying to get the definition from is not the baseline of what the word and the doing affirmations is. It's not coming from I don't see myself as this, so I'm going to say things to make myself feel better. It's literally just saying these are things that I'm going to say so I can feel these things. It doesn't matter like whether you do have them or you don't have them. It's just saying them so you can be mindful of those things. It's not really not it's not saying it's not doing them for the purpose of not thinking negative. It's just being mindful.
It's like a
of the
reminder.
positive all the time.
Yeah.
It's not reframing. It's
I'm
just
gonna be honest.
it's focusing on something else.
I hear what you're saying. I do, but everything you've explained just makes me more convinced that an affirmation is a form of reframing your life and reframing your thinking.
I think you're reframing an affirmation to fit what you want it to be.
I'm just saying, isn't an affirmation a way of reframing your life?
No, because I don't have to
you can
live by
affirm
my
yourself, and
affirmation.
then that gives you can affirm yourself, and then the way you were reframing the situation earlier, now that becomes the situation in that light.
Let me say this, because inherently in the way we think, just from society, where we're raised, like there's all these different stimuli that's always coming to us, positive, negative, indifferent. So an affirmation is just choosing to focus on the positive ones and discussing the positive ones. It really has absolutely nothing to do with whether you're trying to change something or not. Now, some people use affirmations to change what they think, is whether they can use it. But
you can use an affirmation to reframe your thinking.
Exactly. But the affirmation itself is not the reframe.
There you go.
Okay. For example, if I thought I was the ugliest thing in the world, which, obviously I'll be delusional. But if I thought that I was the ugliest thing in the world, I would be like, Lacey, you are so beautiful. Now I would tell myself that every single day as an affirmation until I change my way of thinking. Now, once I already feel beautiful, once that's already a part of who I am, then I continue to say that so it continues to filter out the negative thoughts. Does that make sense?
Nothing you ever had said didn't make sense.
Okay. That's the way I like to end my sentences, okay? I like to clarify.
I'm full.
You know me, I'm not the feelings type of person. So when you talking about self-care, that's not like my personal feelings. Y'all got to just mind your business. It's called self-care. I'm doing stuff by myself.
We're not having a therapy session, Tim.
No, I'm just saying but my self-care is being by myself, doing things by myself. So if I tell you about my self-care, then you can know why I'm doing. And I don't want you to know what I'm doing in my self-care because it's for myself. Mind your business.
But you already said that you be playing video games, although I don't see how video games is self-care, but that's your business.
I don't see how watching TV shows about angry black women is self-care, but women do it all the time.
It's not self-care at all. It's very toxic.
It's self-care for some people. You can't say it's not self-care. You can say it's not an effective form of your self-care, but it's definitely self-care for people. People like to see it.
Sometimes I
feel
think
better.
people take it as an escapism from whatever stresses that are going on in their own life. You and this slurping, Jesus.
You know what? You don't want to get too deep because I was gonna say escapism and self-care are not the same thing. Like use them to escape is not caring for yourself. I might have to go, do a little thing real quick to escape from something, but it's still gonna be there. Self-care is something that helps you to, deal with it, feel better.
But on the same time, I do think there is something to be said about.
Time heals all. That's all I gotta say.
There is something I do think there is
Lies.
to be said about
Lies, you
how
tell
sometimes the escape
lies.
can be what you need to really figure out how best to care for yourself in dealing with that situation. Sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees, You can't see something when you're really enveloped in it. So even though escapism can be toxic, especially if it's overindulgent escapism, I do think there is a way for escapism can give you that vantage point so that way you can really come to clarity and figure out how best to take care of yourself.
I don't see how in the world sitting watching people cuss each other out, call each other bees, hoes, thought pockets, sleep with each other boyfriend, throw drinks and stuff is helping anybody deal with their trauma, their issues, their daddy issues, their mama issues, the kid they aborted. I don't understand how that is not doing no type of service for helping them. Like, come on now, let's be real here.
I want to know why that your definition of self-care is dealing with your trauma. That's not my definition of self-care. That's
Mine
work.
either.
That is not self-care.
I was talking in terms of escapism. Like
at the same time, I don't know why your
understand the correlation
escapism is so inherently toxic. Because you use, and I'm not saying it's a bad example, but the example you used was already very toxically laden as far as what you're using to escape.
Because when I think escapism, and you have to realize that, I'm coming from a perspective of what I do for a living and also the fact that I am in school, right? So when I'm thinking...
You're thinking too hard.
Shut up. Okay? So when I'm thinking, this is my perspective, okay? That's why we have a 10 talk. Thank you. Anyways, so from my perspective...
Who is she talking to?
I don't know. I'm confused.
So from my perspective, when I think of escapism, I think of somebody trying to avoid dealing with their issue.
See, God don't even want you to say all that stuff. He said, shut up. God said, shut up.
Shut up.
Learn to be quiet. That's what he said. Learn to be quiet. It's not always your place to teach. It's not always your place to teach. Shut up.
I can do whatever I want to do, okay?
You in school, what do you do?
I do what I want.
Be like that person who just got saved who want to tell you everything in the Bible.
I'm just saying, okay? It's all I can think of, guys. It's controlling my life.
I'll be back.
Wait, I'm crying. There's literally water coming out my eyes.
Bullies. Just bullies. Why do I even open my mouth?
Because I need good material. That's why.
I'm just saying, I was thinking about like maybe driving when I was thinking about escaping.
Okay, but you're going to drive when you're in a bad mood, then you're going to get in a car accident.
You can drive safely and still be in a bad mood.
Yes, you can.
Can you drive safely, Sharif? Can you drive safely? Because I have a personal story.
It is definitely possible to drive angry and mad and safe at the same time.
I have been personally victimized by Sharif Dickinson's driving while angry, and it was not safe driving.
He wasn't victimized. He was in the back. He was following.
The viewpoint.
No one got injured.
I
No
was
one's
feeling-
dead. That's one example. You can't see. You're taking one example as a whole case study.
Oh, he said you ain't got enough data.
And I believe that I'm with myself more often than you are when I'm in a bad mood. So I believe that I am more aware of my driving habits when I'm not in the best of moods.
He
Thank
said
you.
your study's not valid. There's no validity. No confidence intervals.
I hate you guys, okay? I hate you.
He said your graph not graphing.
You got a point. You ain't got no lines, no peaks, no problem.
First of
no
all, the
nothing.
sample size is only one person, so
One person, one event. Your sample size sucks.
That's called a documentary. That ain't no sample size.
read between the lines. Read between the lines.
Ain't no lines. It's a dot. We said that. You ain't got no lines, Tommy.
Oh Jesus, that was funny, and I don't even know what the origins of the joke were, and I just came in on 100.
I just can't live, you know. Apparently, I can dish things out, but I can't take it. But I get made fun of all day, every day. So
I never said you couldn't take it. That's them.
I didn't say anything.
putting his sunglasses on in the house, like
These are my prescription glasses.
He can't see.
so everybody.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Everything you say is wrong.
Exactly, like dang.
You just loud as wrong.
Raise your hand if you've ever been personally victimized with a Dakis family.
Put your hand down.
Moving. Okay, so is that all we have to talk about?
I don't know. I don't think I can talk no more. I can't breathe. So much laughter.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in another episode of Tin Talk, aka Roast Lacey Session. We hope that you have a fantastic day, that you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and watch our next video where we were talking about God knows what.
Who knows? He knows.
Jesus knows, Lacey don't.